On average, you'll have to wait 31 days to see an OBGYN. And if you're dealing with an infection or outbreak, you know you need care fast. That's where WISP comes in. Connect with a U.S. licensed provider online and pick up safe, effective treatment at your local pharmacy that same day. Plus, get birth control and more delivered in all 50 states. Take control with comprehensive sexual and reproductive care, all from your phone. WISP. That's hellowisp.com. The waiting room can wait.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for All-Star Season 10, Episode 6, titled Starrbooty, the Rebooty. My name is Joe Betance, and I am joined, as always, by one temperamental co-host from the podcast, The T. Please say...
I literally have the mind of a mastermind, and it's, like, really concerning.
To Miss Laurian K. Roggenkamp. Hello, Laurian.
That clip was so funny. I definitely heard it. I definitely heard it, and I loved it. It was so
What was it?
I don't. We already heard it. We don't need to talk about it more.
No, but you know what? I wasn't paying attention, so maybe you could tell me what it was.
No, it's fine. It was a fleeting moment of what it needed to be.
All right,
but I definitely heard it.
Yeah. Well, that voice you heard, even though I said she wouldn't be co-hosting, I want to talk about this. I said on we have a show called Quick Drag.
Surprise!
Yeah, and I said on Quick Drag where I tell you what happened that episode. I said to you like, oh, you're not co-hosting, you're just gonna do this Quick Drag. And I think we even talked about this on the show, how there's gonna be a new co-host because I fucked up and I forgot that Taylor wasn't gonna be here this weekend. He didn't tell me till no, he told me. I didn't find out until Friday when I sent him the looks. And he was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm not here this weekend. And then I thought, oh, well, this is called Nathan Patrick Brown. And I spoke to Nathan Patrick Brown, and he was like, I'm out of town. And so now here we are, me and Lori.
Yeah.
By the way, Lori and I had a very lengthy talk on Just Between Us Girls, which you can get over. Oh, you know what? I have an official thing I can read for this because I had AI. Cost me about 10 gallons of water to write this.
Yeah, Star's pissed off.
About
My wife, every single time I tell her I use ChatGPT, she goes, you know how many gallons of water you just wasted?
Yeah. Wait, where do I have it though? Oh, here it is. And it gave me, I don't like this, but I'll read it for now, right? Because it shortens it. Join the Afterthought family today. Start with our free tier to explore hundreds of hours of content. Guys, Sydney gays, people are discovering it. The best of today, people are discovering it. They're writing about how much they love this shit. Live videos and uncut episodes of Drag Race Recap, plus exclusive access to our Discord community and 24/7 Afterthought Radio. Boy, that Discord community is really popping lately.
Oh boy, it's on fire.
Honestly, all the channels are on fire except the ones I go to. I feel the one about pets is really active and cooking.
Well, anyway. Then it is on fire.
Yeah. Upgrade to the premium tier for the best value. Get everything in free, plus early access to uncut commercial-free recaps, live recordings, and thousands of hours of bonus content. And for an even better Afterthought experience, treat yourself to the executive tier, unlocking Just Between Us Girls and even more exclusive content. All tiers are ad-free, which makes no sense. Of course they're ad-free because you're subscribing. And available on the Patreon app or website. So you can sign up through Patreon app, download the Patreon app onto your phone, look for Afterthought Media, subscribe. Boom. Easy. Done. I'm saying sign up for free. A lot of shit happening for free. Then go to premium. Then go to executive. Work your way up. But if you don't want to do that, if you're like, I'm done like this Patreon, Apple Podcast users could subscribe directly in-app to enjoy Drag Race Recap and Just Between Us Girls. Upgrade today and never miss a moment. All right, Lori, with that said, this week the girls star, in a musical reboot of RuPaul's masterpiece, Starrbooty. On the runway, the category is Wild Wild West. In the end, Lydia B. Collins and Georges were in the top two. cementing their spots in the semifinals and forcing them to face off in a lip sync battle for the point. After the lip sync, Georges was named the winner of the extra vanity point, and to find out who would fill the third spot, the girls walked forward and each read out who would get their final MVQ point. Though Tina and Nicole attempted to double-cross Mistress turned the tables on them and awarded Lydia her MVQ point, thereby guaranteeing the third spot to Mistress Isabel Brooks. Laurian K. Roggenkamp, who won that lip sync, and did the right three queens go to the semifinals?
Yes. I think that, was it Lydia was in the, in the lip sync?
Oh, for the record, everybody, as Lori has been only hearing the show through Quick Track, she did watch this episode, but she's completely unfamiliar with things. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I think she won the lip sync.
Yeah.
And then, so I thought, yeah, I actually liked the lip sync. And then I will say, yeah, the top three, I felt like they all three played the game, well. I feel like Mistress, you can agree or disagree with what she did, but I felt like she played the game well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I feel like all three deserve to go to the next round.
And okay, so here's my thoughts on the lip sync. I'm not sure that Texas Hold'em, as good of a song as it is a lip sync for your life song.
I felt like they did a good job with it. I didn't think, when I saw it, I thought, oh, I don't know if this is going to be and I thought they did a good job with it, I will say.
Well, Georges is known to be a very good lip syncer, and Lydia is not bad either. So I think they did the best that they could do. I wrote here, I guess Georges won, but I could have easily seen a case for Lydia winning. Her interpretation of the song was good. Again, like I said, the song is the problem.
Really?
To me. For lip sync. I have to say this, Lori, because these fucking Beyonce stands, if you say anything
Well, do Beyonce, I think that it's the Beyonce song that I would have picked? No, of course not. But
what's the Beyonce song you would have picked?
Bootylicious.
I think they've done that one already.
Yeah. Or no, actually, shit, I can't think of the song now. There's a song that she came out with that I'll have to look at. I'll have to look it up. But there's a song
I'll give you time to think about it. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Lori's going to tell us what that song is, and we're going to be all like, ooh, ah.
If you were fixing your bra straps, fussing with wires, or battling your bra during this podcast, stop right now. You'll want to hear this. Those bra problems, those problems you thought you had to live with, Third Love has solved them. Their bras make it easy to get what you want, whether it's ultimate cleavage, a smooth look, or stopping your shirt buttons from pulling. With over 60 sizes, including half cups you won't find anywhere else, you'll never be stuck between two sizes that don't fit. So stop settling for bad bras. Now's the time to treat yourself and get your problem solved. Save $15 on your first order with code PODCAST15 at thirdlove.com.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
And we are back. By the way, when we were going to the break, I said, oh, and Lori's going to have the song. And I was mostly kidding. And then I sat here for 3 minutes as Lori found the song.
It's like one of those things where that's, I don't know, I guess my neurodivergence where it's like if I can't think of it, it drives me crazy. So I wouldn't have been able to think of I wouldn't have been able to think of anything else.
So tell us a song. I never told you how my neurodivergence plays into this.
It's "Work It Out" by Beyonce. I don't know if you can play that song, but it's one of my favorite songs of hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone go check it out. All right. If you're in the public feed, after the break, there was a whole 8-minute conversation that's not going to go in the public feed because I'm sure they don't care. But the people who subscribe, you guys get extra content right there.
Ooh.
So now let's get into it, Lori. What was your big takeaway from this episode?
My big takeaway is, and this may come off mean, which is counterintuitive to what I'm trying to say, but I feel like for Mistress Isabel Brooks, you can be ugly or you can be mean. You can't be both. And
which one was she?
She's both. She was both. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you just said you can be ugly or you can be mean, but you can't be both. And then I said, which one is she?
That's my attitude. I feel like she needs to pick one. She can either choose to continue being ugly or continue being mean, but she can't do both.
And what's your definition of ugly?
I just don't. Look, I like a sturdy gal. Okay, I've said that before, and I'll say again. I find I like plus size women. I just find her face in general to be repulsive. She has this weird like facial hair thing where it's like in her crevices almost, and it grosses me out. By
the way, I want everyone to know Lori has said that I look exactly like Mistress Isabel Brooks.
No,
so this goes along with my thing.
You look like if you like stepped on the toes of a witch and she said, "I'm gonna make you 10 times uglier," and then that's what Mistress Isabel Brooks looks like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that if I stepped on the toes of a witch and she said, as a punishment, I'm going to make you 10 times uglier, the result would be Mistress Isabel Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
She just has like this, like her, I find her to be repulsive. I don't find her, like her voice is grating. Her face is great. Like everything about her just grates to me. So,
and I want the record to show everybody to know, like I actually was thinking about this today. Isn't it funny that you're bringing this up in the shower today? I was thinking about how disgusting and vile and repulsive I am. But that I have taste that is way out of my league. And I was thinking today, like, I would rather be single than settle, so to speak. Does that make sense?
But I feel like with you, I think you are attaining something that you feel like is the marker for beauty. And I think that to find a partner, this goes back to what I think you truly want out of a relation. What do you want out of a relationship? Do you want a partner to share a life with, or do you just want like a fuck buddy?
The public feed is going to get the most Frankenstein episode of anything ever. Okay, sorry.
If you want just like a fuck buddy, then yeah, I mean, twink galore. But if you want a partner to share a life with, thinking that a 20-year-old is going to be that is asinine.
Well, hold on, Lar. I totally hooked up with the guy at your wedding who's easily 40 years old.
I think he's in his 30s.
Okay.
But he's still cute and he's unavailable, which goes along with my main thing is that you go for unavailability. That's your thing.
No, I actually first started thinking about this when you said you're attracted to plus size people. And I was like, God, I wish I was attracted to plus size people. I really do.
I just like I like somebody who I feel like if we're in bed, I'm not worried I'm going to hurt them. I like a sturdy gal. I find that attractive.
All right, so let's go back to your Mistress Isabel Brooks thing. Public feed, there's a good chance you missed a whole other 3 minutes of conversation right now. But Laura, you were saying about Mistress Isabel Brooks.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like it's sort of one of those things where it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I feel like she's definitely shamed a lot of them because it's just like, yeah, why do you keep falling for it? Why do you keep thinking she's going to go one way? And it's clear she's not, That's
one of my big notes is there are these things that happen in this episode that I'm like, What is wrong with you? Why?
Yes.
Okay, and you're right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I feel you're right. I feel there's a lot of shame on me with Tina and Carrie and Nicole. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
But I also feel like part of me is like, I had to keep reminding myself that this is a reality show and they need drama, because there's definitely part of me where if I was Tina Burner, I would have been like, I'm just not going to acknowledge this. This is just ridiculous, you know? But it's like she has to because it's a show and they need drama, you know? And it's like, if this was reality where it's like a real life situation, you know, no, why would you address it? Just doesn't make any sense. You know, why would you feed into it? So it's just like, I just have to keep being like, this is a reality show. You know, this is what they get paid to do.
And this is, you know, look, this is something I have to keep in mind too, because Mistress Isabel Brooks and her behavior gets me really upset. But then I have to think, look, ultimately she's making great television. Ultimately too, I don't think it's a lie to think she's also at the same time auditioning to be on Traitors or House of Villains or something like that.
Ugh,
you know,
I don't want to see more of her. Like, she's fine. She played the game, but I don't want to see. I'm good. I do not. I can't. It's hard. There's certain people I just don't like, and I just don't like her.
Oops. All right. Well, I'm gonna give my big takeaway is very similar, but I'm gonna save a lot of it for Alaska thoughts, because Robert and I need something to talk about, and I want to keep this episode short.
You think that Mistress Isabel Brooks is ugly? Is that what your big takeaway is?
Oh, well, yeah, but there's nobody on this cast that I think is cute.
I will say this, and I think it's just because I like tattoos. I was a big fan of Tina Burner's arms. I was like, oh,
really?
She's
I can see Tina Burner being your type.
She's like her longs, like the sleeve tattoos and everything. I was like, I would love to have her arms. So
yeah. Inside of you.
No.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, public feed. This is where we say goodbye to you. So while you untuck
if
in
you
the
haven't said
Roggenkamp
goodbye
Lounge,
already,
then while you untuck in the Roggenkamp Lounge, Lori and I are going to discuss the rest of the episode. All right, so we covered that. I think whatever we covered.
Yes.
All right. I gave all my notes. Very professional show today. So anyway, everything we just talked about happened before RuPaul entered the workroom to announce this week's Maxi Challenge. It's a musical reboot of RuPaul's spy camp comedy thriller, Starrbooty. RuPaul will play Starrbooty while the girls choose their own roles. Look, here's the deal. I'll read the roles. You know what? Let's go to the next part. We'll come back because there's not much to those roles. Later in the workroom, Mistress chooses the roles for everyone. Tina, Carrie, and Nicole are offended that Mistress would take charge like that, but then do absolutely nothing about it and just accept the roles. And the roles are as follows. Okay, now I have it. Okay, so there's a good team. So basically what's going to happen is RuPaul is playing Starrbooty, and then there's like basically a team of heroes, 3 heroes. That's the Booty Squad. And there's a character named Coffee. That's going to be played by Nicole Paige Brooks. There's T, who's the manly one. That's played by Tina. And then Mimi is the beautiful one, and that's played by Carrie. Then there's the villain team. That's the Agents of Puss, and that's going to be Foxy is played by Mistress Isabel Brooks. Moxie is played by Lydia, and Pam is played by Georges. Okay, so that's it. And what happens is, just to kind of break it down even more, is they sit in the workroom, and Mistress is like, yeah, so we're going to be the villains, and then you guys are going to be the good girls. All right, it's all done. And everyone's like, Mistress, we know what you're doing. It's so obvious what you're doing. And they're like, okay.
Well, here's what I think. I felt like they were frustrated that she said it and then acted like, because she said it, that's what happened. But I felt like that's what they wanted anyways. It seemed to me. Like, so it sort of seemed like Mistress was like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And everyone was like, I'm going to do it, but not because you said it. I'm doing it because this is what I want. Mm-hmm. But it was just like, well, then who cares? You know, again, another thing that doesn't have to be, you don't have to address it. You know, like you could just go, I want to do this. And then, you know, move on. But I just felt like they, for some reason, felt the need to address it, which again, I guess because it's a reality show, but.
I forgot to, my camera became very
You have
blurry
you have the Barbara Walters filter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I forgot to mention later in the workroom, Lydia reveals she's happy to be a villain while the girls work on their roles. All right, now let's go to the different recording and choreo sessions. Later on the main stage, the girls have their recording session with Leland. Even later on the main stage, the girls have their choreo session with Adam Shankman. Georges and Carrie perform well. Mistress feels intimidated. Lydia lacks confidence. Tina gives linebacker energy. Meanwhile, Nicole struggles. Any thoughts on these choreo sessions or recording sessions?
No, they're kind of boring.
Let me see. Do I have anything? Oh, wait. I have these notes here. I didn't say any of these notes. This is from the next day. Again, Tina mad at Lydia for playing the game. It's not much different from Carrie now being... Oh, yeah. Tina comes into that room. Sorry, I'm going back to the previous thing. And she's like, oh, this is not fair, blah, 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 blah. But this is the same thing when they backstabbed Carrie and Nicole. Carrie wasn't pissed off until they backstabbed her. She was ready to backstab Nicole.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
of course, you want to play the game, but you don't want it to be played. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, people get frustrated about that.
Then there's a part when when Tina's arguing that Tina says, this is not a competition of alliances, a tournament of alliances. And I'm like, well, strategy's part of the game. And B, early on, I'm trying to get this focus thing fixed. Early on, when they first walked in, Tina was trying to build an alliance with Lydia. So this is not a game about building an alliance. It just sounds like you didn't ever get an alliance and now you're pissed.
Now you're frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah. Because now all of a sudden, yeah.
But what's frustrating is that she says that, but then she goes on to say like, but it's winning it at all costs, or it's trying to play the best game you can to win. It's like, well, this is how people play the game, is by forming alliances.
And then I wrote here, and this is probably perfect for you, that the way Mistress was with at the top of the episode when she was like, oh, Tina said this, even though it was completely a lie. I said that was very me. A very Joe Betance thing. Oh, you agree with this?
But I will say this: the thing that is different is that you eventually go like, oh, I'm joking.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this too. Were you and I the ones that talked about this earlier, where it was like, I don't do it for something serious like this. It'll be something dumb.
Yeah. It's inconsequential. Like
it's not like a real thing that I'm like, something that has consequences or like could affect your career. I wouldn't ever do it for that. Yeah. I'm just going to do it for like stupid shit. Also, by the way, Lydia low-key, like a passive villain. She was such a sweet, nice girl in the previous season. It's weird that she's kind of accepting sort of this more villainous role, even though she's passive about it. It's kind of annoying. All right, here we go. It's elimination day, and the girls get ready for the main stage. Tina and Carrie feel confident. Meanwhile, Mistress pokes about points, and Tina fights back. Any thoughts here?
No.
On this?
Sorry. Do you have any thoughts?
I have here, and we have the thoughts I have here. I wonder why Lydia sees Mistress and just sees power. How does she not see her as the villain? That is a good point. Like, why do you think Lydia, who I'm still assuming might be a good person, why do they see Mistress? How does she see Mistress and go, oh, this is powerful. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to attach myself to.
Well, probably because she's making moves and they're working out for her.
Yeah.
So she sees that as like, oh, okay, she knows what she's doing, sort of thing.
The next note is what I just said earlier about making an alliance at the beginning. Oh, so this is something I did a little research on this too. So Georges, in Elimination Day, in her confessional, she says, Mistress and I played the game right, and now we're in the lead, and we're going to go to the semifinals, and it's all because we played this game right, okay?
Uh-huh.
And what's funny is, I did the math. If everyone had given each other just a point the way it was supposed to be, like they didn't do any tricks, Georges and Mistress would still be in the lead. So would Lydia. Nothing changed because they stole that point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What about the end? Do you think by the end they still would have?
No, because I think if you think about it, the points were distributed the way they were because they were getting back. And like, in other words, Carrie probably wouldn't have had 2 points. Everyone would have just been fair about the points. It might have made it a little scary for Mistress, but I think ultimately she would have moved forward. Nothing changed. Jordan and Lydia, Jordan was way ahead with 7.5 points.
Yeah.
So Lydia, all this thing that they did was for nothing. I don't know.
I think what I find interesting is that they were playing the game like they were going to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was interesting that they were also on top.
Yeah.
So it just made it feel like, well, then why are you still playing the game like you're on the bottom?
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's move on now. Maxi Challenge Starrbooty, the Rebooty. For people who didn't watch, it was actually a really half-assed weak musical even. There was only like 2 or 3 songs.
Did you watch a little bit of the movie at all?
No,
or?
I haven't watched it yet. Is it like that?
Yeah. Oh, it's on it looks, I mean, I don't think they had like iPhones that could record back then, but it looks like it was shot on an iPhone.
Oh, it looks that bad.
Yeah, it looks really bad. And the dial, it's terrible. It's one of those things where I think we should
you think we should that's a good idea, Lori.
Yeah.
Let's recap Starrbooty. You're right.
There's a scene, I only watched like the first 5 minutes, and it starts out with her on a rooftop shooting at some guy with a bomb, and RuPaul's on a rooftop shooting, and then somebody calls her and says, "I have your niece," and she has the tightest clitoris I've ever seen.
What?
And it was like, what? How? What's a tight clitoris?
You tell me.
What does that even mean?
I know it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and so already out of the gate, it's insane. So yeah, it was.
So RuPaul comes out and does her half-assed number like she always does. Then the good girl team comes out and they sing a number, and then RuPaul's like, Starbooty's like, oh no, I was kidnapped, and then they go meet the villain team at a chicken joint or something.
Yeah,
and the villain sing a song.
Shaka Khan's chicken joint or something.
Shaka Khan's chicken or something. And then they do a number, and then they have a dance off. And then RuPaul's like, I wasn't really gone. I wasn't here. And that's the end of the whole thing. There's not much to it. And the songs are really like theme parky, not very memorable. Any thoughts on anybody on this?
No, I guess we'll wait. I'll wait till we get to the judgment, because I have some thoughts on the judgments, but on the judging, but not on this.
I don't really talk about the judging, so you might
okay.
Let me go through my stuff first, and then we'll get to this.
All right. Okay.
RuPaul, let me tell you, this RuPaul, she does the least. She does nothing, but she acts like she does the most. It's so weird.
Well, I think for her, this is the most now. I think this is her being, because she's publicly said for maybe now going on 10 years that she is over being in drag. Like, she does not want to do it anymore. Yeah. And so I think her being in drag and just willing to do that is like, hey, this is a lot for me. Which, I mean, in reality, what is she? Nearing 70 now?
No, she's in her early 60s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's still in her 60s, and to have to get dressed up and full on drag, that's a lot.
For Nicole, I thought her number was fine. It was a little awkward sometimes, but it's not as bad as they made it seem to be. She was a little awkward at the end on that one. There are people online who said Tina was wonderful and amazing. I don't know. I thought she was fine.
Yeah.
She might have even missed a line.
I thought the
Carrie
good
was
girls
fine
were okay.
too. I thought Mistress was fine. Honestly, Lydia and Georges were the only ones where I'm like, okay, they're really good.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
Mistress, in the judging, they go, "Oh, Mistress, you really took center stage," and
she's so fat that she took up the whole stage.
Well, what I mean, I wasn't gonna go for a fat joke, but yeah, probably. But also, her whole character was she was the person who was on center stage singing. So yeah, of course she's going to take center stage. Like that's where she's supposed to be. Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, you really took command and sang the song." Yeah, that's what she was supposed to do. Like, the fact that they were making it seem like the fact that she did what she was supposed to do was, Yeah. And also I watched the musical, and I got to be honest with you, I forgot most of it because it was not very entertaining. But I only remember one part where Mistress goes, "Now that we have Starrbooty, world domination will be ours." And I was like, did they ever flesh that out as to what the plan was?
No, they don't care.
Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy that they weren't just Like, it reminded me of that South Park episode where the elves are stealing socks and underwear, and their plan for world domination is step 1, steal socks and underwear. Step 2, ? Step 3, world domination.
I'm gonna skip the run. Oh, you said you want to talk about the judging right now. Go ahead.
Oh, that was the only thing I had to say.
Oh, okay. We're gonna skip we'll do the runway on Rulaska thoughts because Robert cares about the runway.
Yeah,
bring it to the runway.
Yeah,
we'll do it on there.
I have no hard opinions.
I also have a hard out.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, why don't
I have a hard on.
Why don't we bring back my girls? All right, back on the main stage, Lydia and Georges were placed in the top 2, forced them to face off in a lip-sync battle for the point. The song, Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. In the end, Georges was named the winner of the lip-sync and that bonus point. With their places in the top 3 secured, the only spot left was for that third spot. As Nicole and Tina walked to the back of the stage, they decided to award all their points to Carrie so that she would surpass Mistress, since Mistress and Carrie had agreed to swap points. During the awarding of the MVQ points, Tina and Nicole awarded their points to Carrie. Carrie, in turn, awarded her point to Tina. After some dramatic buildup, Mistress said she knew Carrie was fake and awarded the additional point to Lydia, thereby guaranteeing her own spot in the top 3. Laurian K. Roggenkamp, do you have any final thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, I felt like Mistress was playing a game that, maybe it's just through editing or the fact that we have an outside view, but it was like every move was televised. Mm-hmm. And the players were acting like that that officer in the Austin Powers movie with the steamroller, where it's just coming at him super slow, and they're like, "There's no way I can get out! I can't run away from it!" And it's just like, just do anything else, And so the fact that they didn't see that she would do that is ridiculous to me.
She tells them she constantly, but on the flip side, again, with honesty being sort of like just being upfront, I don't know why. Well, the ugly part of it was that Mistress could have said, like, I figured you might do that, and so here's the point. But she's like, you're a liar and you're a fake ass bitch. But I'm like, you're the liar.
Yes.
You're the fake ass bitch.
Yeah, of course, because nobody believes they're the bad guy. She feels like she's doing it the right way, and that, everyone should just kowtow to what she wants to do. Yeah. Pun intended, because she's a cow.
All right. Well, that's good. We're going to do
But what I'm trying to say is, like, look, I'm not a fan of Mistress Isabel Brooks. I think I made that perfectly clear. But it worked out for her. It shouldn't have. I feel like anybody could have easily stopped her if they had thought about it for 5 seconds. Yeah. But she played the game that she wanted to play, and she won. She was able to move forward. My only hope is that going forward, the other queens don't let her play the same game. They just immediately just go, no, we're not doing this.
But they might be unaware that that's the game she plays. All right, we're going to leave it there. For those of you who are like, wow, I really wanted a more thorough take on this episode. Lori did me a solid. We needed to put an episode. Lori did me. Thank you, Lori, very much. You're a very good friend. We did a very light dusting covering the episode, but that's what Rulaska Thoughts is for. Robert and I will go into the themes and the details and the conspiracies and the big think pieces about this episode. So if you weren't happy with how much we covered on this episode, you're going to want to tune into Rulaska Thoughts. Robert also made me promise that we would for sure also do the Meet the Queens for the next coming bracket. So we'll do that for sure. So it's going to be a Rulaska Thoughts you don't want to miss. Okay, on that note, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 10. So for Laurian K. Roggenkamp and myself,
bye!
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ+ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters. April Pacheco. Astute Girl. Brad Coley. Coco San Pedro. Derek Byers. Doofus Maximus. E. Smith. Efren Barbosa. Phil Skit Pony. Flying Suki. Humble Pie. J. Thomas Plink. Kathy Zender. Katie Whitmire. Lauren Eckert. Lucy Carrasco. Mary S. Mike Yeager. Nikki Baker. Nikki Pettit. Polly Anne-Marie. Poppy Woods. Ricardo Herrera. Runner Brandon. Sarah Yu. Tom Bobbs. Travi Cosmos. And Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.
You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12-powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.